A warm welcome, everyone, to Amazing You. I am your host, Rani Thanacoody. I am a hypnotherapist and also a Mars-Venus life and relationship coach and astrologer. I help women and men who feel stuck in their lives to overcome their emotional and physical issues by using a rapid and innovative hypnotherapy method to get rid of those issues so that they live a fulfilling life and relationships without spending years in therapy. Hi everyone, welcome to Amazing You. Today I have the pleasure to introduce you to Dr. John Ughulu. Dr. John Ughulu is a motivational speaker and he trains people on mindset. So welcome, John. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Rani, for having me on your platform. It's a wonderful platform, and it's a privilege and an honor to have the opportunity to shine my light, to speak to your audience today. Thank you.
Yes, I'm sure you will help a lot of people. You will inspire a lot of people today with what you will share with us.
Oh, yes.
So tell us briefly about your story, John.
All right. So, just like most people, I think everyone has a story.
Yes.
And yes, I was born and raised. Okay, I was born in Nigeria. I spent most of my adult life in Nigeria. I was born into an average income family where my dad was a very influential mechanical engineer.
Right.
And I still have a wonderful mom who was, we used to call her the Iron Lady. She was a disciplinarian.
Wow.
And yeah, growing up with both of them gave us, we had a perfect synergy growing up with both of them. Things were okay until around when I was in high school, where my dad died.
Okay.
And yeah, luckily for us, our mom was able to immediately step into the role and the position of a dad, a mom, an uncle, an aunt, a very powerful woman. And luckily for us also, the foundational values we had received from both parents guided us. Although after my dad's demise, my youthful exuberance quickly led me into hanging out with the wrong crowd. And while I was hanging out with the wrong crowd at that point, my dreams of becoming an influential engineer like my dad quickly died. But I was happy enough that at some point I was able to realign because of those same foundational values that were instilled in me. And when I got back on track, I realized that I developed a high level of shyness. I was so shy, I was battling with a terrible, terrible level of shyness. So shy that I couldn't even imagine myself speak or do what I'm doing right now. I remember then my mom would call me and say, John, when I was pregnant with you, I used to always have this dream. And in this dream, I would always see a tall, dark-skinned man, neatly dressed in suit, holding a microphone and speaking to a crowd. And whenever mom says that, I would immediately interrupt and say, Mom, if that dream you're talking about is referring to me, I know your dreams do happen. They really do come to life. But this particular dream is not meant for me, because at that point, I was battling with a high level of shyness. But today, I'm a public speaker. How? Because I always had love for speakers, for orators. I wanted to become an orator, but my limiting belief of shyness was so powerful. Now, so for everyone who's listening to this program right now, I want you to know that if I could transition from shyness to public speaking, it is also possible for you to become whoever you want to be in your life. My story is not that story of one poor child or one very terrible child. But I had some struggles inside of me. But today, those struggles I have overcome those struggles, which is shyness. And I'm living my dream right now. I wake up every morning happy that I'm going to inspire someone out there. And you who's listening to this program, I want you to know that all it takes for you to step into your life, your greatness, your light is just that single decision. That single decision. That's why Louis Pius said, there is nothing more powerful than a made-up mind. When your mind is made up, just the way I made up my mind to become a public speaker, irrespective of my shyness, you'll become unstoppable. So that's my story.
Thank you. Thank you, John. And can you tell us, how did you overcome, what did you do to overcome that shyness?
Right. Well, I am a mindset coach, like you explained. I do trainings on mindset. And one of the first things that helped me, one of the first action that helped me was to identify who I was. There are three major questions that everyone should always ask themselves. These questions, I learned them from one of my late mentors, late Dr. Miles Monroe. May his soul rest in peace.
Wow.
These questions are questions that can help anybody transition, that can help change the trajectory of anyone's life. And these are the things that help me. The first question is, who am I? The second question is, why am I on earth? And the third question is, where am I going? These questions sound easy. They seem easy, but they're not easy to answer because some people, it took them months to find out the answers to these questions. It took some people years and decades. Some people were never able to find out the answers to these questions throughout their lifetime, and they're gone. They're in their graves. But luckily for me, I was able to answer these questions. It took me years and years. But the moment I discovered who I was, the moment I discovered that I had an innate gift and potentials inside of me to deliver to the world, that helped me change my perspective. And I decided to take action. I'm good at taking action. And luckily for me, my communication mentor, Mr. Les Brown, just came into the whole thing. I was listening to Les Brown and I knew what Les Brown was doing resonated with me, and I knew I had to do it. I started doing everything possible to get Mr. Les Brown to become my coach. How did I make that happen?
Yes.
Because I had a made-up mind. I was stalking him, Mr. Les Brown, no hard feelings. You know, I was stalking, you know my story. I was on the internet. I was looking for every member of his family, sending them messages and saying, look, I want to do what your dad is doing. Is there any way I can meet him? But you know the law of vibration.
Yes.
When you put yourself, your mind on a frequency, the things that come to you will be things that are on that same frequency.
Absolutely.
I put my mind that I wanted to change, and the things required for me to change were attracted to me. Rumi said, whatever you are seeking is seeking. So I took action. Yes.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, John.
You're welcome.
So can you tell us who has been the most influential person in your life and why?
Without any doubt, the most influential person in my life till today is my mother.
Okay.
My mother, she was a disciplinarian.
Right.
My mother, I love her so much. I remember when I was still living with her, when I was a teenager, she would come to my room in the middle of the night and she would wake me up and say, John, hey, wake up, middle of the night.
Okay.
Wake up. Yeah, she would say, sit down. What are those things that you want God to do for you? And when she asks me those questions, I'll start mentioning, oh, I want God to do this, I want this, I want that. She will say, okay, that's great. But I want you to do me this favor. Go grab a pen, grab a pen and a piece of paper, and all those things you have just mentioned, I want you to write them down. I'll start writing. I'll struggle, go grab a pen, come back. Young man, I wanted to sleep and she's bothering me. I'll struggle and write everything. And she would say, okay, John, go put it in the altar, because my mom has an altar. Let me call it an altar where she keeps her things that she uses for prayers. And when I keep it there, she would ask me to come back. When I sit down, mom would say, do you know the reason why I asked you to write down these things? I'll say, no. She will say, it's because God answers prayers faster when you write them down. I want you to always remember this, my son. Is that clear? I would say, yes. I wanted her to leave. How can you wake me up at the middle of the night? So those things that she did, little did I know that she was teaching me how to set goals. And she would say, whenever God answers any of those prayers, I want you to go there, strike out that thing from that list, but make sure every day when you get back from school, every day of your life, go through that list where we have kept it. When anyone has been answered, strike it out. So little things like that influenced me positively. Yeah, my mom speaks to me every day about motivation. She inspires me. She motivates me. Yes. So she's the most influential right now.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, John, for sharing about that. Thank you. And what quote for you, John, that has helped you to cope in challenging times, that you always think of when you are facing challenging situations?
Oh, I love quotes. I put up quotes every day.
Right.
Every day I post quotes because I know the importance. One of the most powerful one that I know that helps me all the time is a quote from Louis Pugh. Louis Pugh said, there is nothing more powerful than a made-up mind.
Wow.
So when you make up your mind to change your life, you become unstoppable for as long as you're ready to take action.
That's so true.
And I have one quote that I always love to share with people. If you don't mind, can I share this second one?
Feel free to share the second one. Yes, most welcome.
Yes, this is a quote from Henry Ford that says, whether you think you can or think you cannot, you are right. Which means you have the choice to create the life you want, and you have the choice to become a failure. Failure is part of growing up. It's not how many times you fail that matters, but it's how many times you get up. So these are all choices. Do you want to remain on the ground, or do you want to get up? Do you want to become who you don't want to be, or you want to live a life by design? That's why I love that quote. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for these two beautiful quotes. I think that's really going to help and inspire a lot of people. Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope so.
And what would you say to encourage people at this time, in that pandemic, which is still ongoing? Would you like to encourage these people to tell them today, those who are facing some very tough and challenging times?
Yes, that's a very great topic you want me to touch there. Now, to you who's listening to me out there, I'm talking to you. I want you to know that in life, challenges are bound to happen. Before I go any further, I want to do a disclaimer. I am not a therapist. I am not a counselor. I just want to give you my candid advice, heart to heart. So I want you to Please listen to me with an open heart. I know everything in life is a cliche, but it is whenever that cliche resonates with you that matters. So listen. Heraclitus said, the only constant in life is change, which means whatever situation you find yourself is not permanent. That is the law of polarity. The law of polarity says every object has two sides, which means, I'm going to give you examples. It means after bad comes good, right? After rain comes sun, right? After sadness comes happiness.
Yes.
After recession comes massive expansion. So whatever we're going through in life is a phase and it will surely pass. And I want you to know that this is the time for you to decide. Ask yourself these three questions. Am I going to be somebody who can make things happen? Or will I be somebody who would watch things happen? Or will I just remain ignorant? You remember what I said previously, that after recession comes expansion. This is the time for you to develop new skills. This is the time for you to ask yourself, how can I add value during this time? This is the time for you to sharpen up yourself and prepare for the next phase, because this phase will pass. Albert Einstein said, in the middle of every difficulty lies an opportunity.
Yes.
So you who's listening to me right now, what do you see in this difficult time, in this perilous times? Do you only see challenges or do you see opportunities? I see opportunities, and I want you to see it from that angle, see opportunities. When the pandemic started, I started developing myself. I started taking courses that would help me refine my gift. I took several courses. I started posting more motivational quotes. I started doing more live videos to help people, to add value to their lives. We know the level of depression has increased. The level of anxiety has increased. The level of domestic violence has increased globally.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What's your contribution to the world to help add value to those people who are experiencing these challenges? This is the time to develop new skills. This is the time to forge new relationships that would help you grow. And this is the time for you to ask yourself those three major questions. Who am I? Why am I on earth? And where am I going? I know so many people have lost their jobs. So many businesses have failed. Remember, it is a phase in life. It is not how many times you fall, but how many times you get up. Think about it.
Thank you. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
And can you tell us briefly about your business and how can people contact you, John?
Oh, yes. All right. So just like everyone already knows, I transitioned from shyness to public speaking. So right now, I am helping people like myself become more courageous. I am helping people overcome shyness. I am helping people become public speakers. I am helping people step into their greatness. So I am the CEO of Mainseed Consulting, and we help leaders. We train people to become leaders. We train them to become speakers. So if you or anyone you know is interested in becoming a public speaker, feel free to reach out to us. We have a network. We have a strategy that would help you transition from wherever you are to become that public speaker. You know what they say about speakers. Speakers are leaders. Leaders are speakers. So if you want to speak, to impact people, please feel free to reach out to me. You can always reach me on my website. It's johnughulu.com. It's currently being displayed on the screen. JOHNUGHULU.com. Or you could reach me on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn under John Ughulu.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much for taking your precious time today. I know you are very busy.
Yes.
But I'm really appreciate the time you came to talk to the audience. And I am sure that the audience as well have gained a lot from it today. So thank you.
You're welcome. I hope they have gained a lot from me. And thank you so much for allowing me to share with your audience. Always remember that whatever you are seeking is seeking you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.